And good evening and welcome to another edition of The Way We See It. My name is Ralph Williams, and here comes my co-host from out of the waiting room, Billy C. Bill Cannata. Billy, welcome to the program.
Brother, always a pleasure being here. Thank you so much for having me, bro.
All right, Billy. And coming up, we're going to have a special guest with us tonight by phone. His name's Brian, and he's going to explain to you exactly the organization that he runs, and it has to do with dealing with pedophiles. So it's going to be interesting to hear from what Brian has to say tonight. And then we're going to get into our other segments after we interview Brian. All right. We have our Chinese wisdom tonight is affection is the broadest base of a good life. Affection is the broadest base of a good life. That is our Chinese wisdom. We are in the First Line Consulting Services Studios, 1-877-926-6982. Call them today if you need a website. Or if you need a website and it's low monthly payments, they will create the website, they will manage it, and they will also upload your videos. So give them a call today. First Line Consulting Services, 1-877-926-6982. All right. And tonight, our special guest, Brian, is brought to you by Fold and Travel Mobility. All right. Are you handicapped? Are you in a wheelchair as I am? All right. Are you looking for a power wheelchair that folds? Well, call Fold and Travel Mobility today at 1-877-GOTFOLD. They have the best selection of folding power wheelchairs that you can put right in your vehicle, and it makes your life a whole lot easier because I can guarantee you it has made mine a whole lot easier. So get yourself a folding wheelchair, a power chair today. By calling 1-877-GOTFOLD. They have all different types of models and all different types of colors in which you can get. And check out the professionals as well on foldandtravelmobility.com. Fold and Travel Mobility, the best selection and the best professionals for your folding power wheelchair needs. Okay, on the phone with me, I have Brian. Brian, explain to the audience tonight what your organization consists of.
Well, my organization is 814 Pret Hunters. What we do is we monitor the internet, social media platforms for adults preying on children.
Brian, when did you start this organization, and what led you to do this?
We started back in September last year. And what caused us to do it? I had a friend that decided to rape a child, and I left him around my grandkids and never thought a second about it. And I was just kind of curious to how many other people would be involved, and boy, I'll tell you,
right,
I was amazed.
Wow. All right, we have Brian with us, and he runs an organization that goes after pedophiles who are living in communities and who might want to try to do what they've done before again. And he actually meets up with them. It's like that catch a contractor, catch a predator that was on Dateline that used to always happen all the time. Brian, it's sort of a similar thing, correct?
Yeah, it's pretty much exactly the same.
Okay.
We're don't have the big news thing. You know what I mean?
Of all the meetings that you've had with these guys, have you had any problems? I mean, have anybody tried to shoot you or anything?
No.
I see.
Not at all.
So I was just wondering because sometimes people, they don't want to be confronted like that, and they just sort of. How do you do this? How does this work?
Well, we have what we call decoy accounts. Excuse me. And what they are is just accounts that are sitting there waiting on adults to hit them up, and it goes kind of from there. They have the option whether to talk to the child or not, and unfortunately, there's a lot that decide to do so.
You know what? I admire your organization, Brian. I saw it on the news report, and it was interesting that you do this. And there's not a whole lot of people that get into this stuff. A lot of people are scared nowadays to try to do anything about anything. And I like your will to do this. I mean, I really
Thank you.
admire the fact that you are doing this. And Bill, do you have any questions for Brian?
Brian, anytime you need help, brother, you just let me know. Ralph knows exactly what I'm talking about at my grandbaby.
I
Yeah.
can't hear him.
I'm sorry. What was that, Brian? I didn't hear you, Brian.
I can't hear him at all.
Oh, all right. Well, my co-host Bill, his grandbaby got murdered last year, and what had happened was his daughter had a boyfriend who she left the baby with him to watch the baby while she had to take somebody home, and when I think you might have saw it, you probably saw it on the news. It happened over in Coriopolis, and the guy and it was little Aiden. He was like 2 years old, and he really did a number on this kid. So I mean, and so Bill said, anytime you need any help, feel free to hit him up. He'll be able to,
Send me a private message, Bill. We'll hook up maybe sometime.
Okay, yeah, that'll work. Yeah, he heard you, Brian. He heard you. So, yeah. So anyway, also, Brian, upon doing this, what's law? You haven't had any. I mean, I'm sure law enforcement appreciates you doing this. So, what have they supported you with this?
Majority of law enforcement, yeah, they love what we do. Unfortunately, some of the laws in PA, one in particular, corruption of minors, and then some DAs take it the rest of the way through. But it says it has to be an actual child or a police officer in their duties. We do have a lot of state representatives backing us now. We got a couple bills going through the House here trying to get them passed, which will enable it will not leave the option, they'll have to prosecute these guys, because there's some DAs that do still prosecute, but there's some that don't.
Yeah, well, we have a lot of progressive people out here that are Democrats and experiencing it here in Allegheny County. We have some district justices that let a guy last week, district justice, he was one of them progressives, let a guy go out on no bond he sucker punched the city police officer. So, if you get those kind of magistrates and district justices, we're in trouble with this, Brian. And I mean, and that's why,
yes, we are.
That's why on this program, I don't like progressive Democrats because they're going to ruin this county. And because I live in Allegheny County, they're going to ruin this county. They're going to ruin the state, and they're going to ruin the federal government. So, I mean, and the whole country's going to get ruined by these folks when they keep letting people out like this. We also had another guy that was recently arrested down at the Pittsburgh Greyhound bus station. He had $8 million worth of fentanyl on him. They arrested him. They've been looking for him for over a year. The Attorney General's office finally arrested him, and a progressive district justice let him out. Let him go.
Wow.
Just let him walk. So, and now they have to focus their efforts again on trying to find this guy. And, that's why I asked if you had cooperation of law enforcement on this, because sometimes law enforcement and judges, they don't seem to want to get involved in any of this stuff sometimes. And, so
I have found it to be the law enforcement itself completely support what we do. But unfortunately, if the DAs and stuff doesn't allow them to arrest and they want to prosecute, they kind of got their hands tied,
Right. Have you ever had like anyone who you've spoken to and just decided they were going to do it again and get arrested? Have you ever had anybody do that?
I actually have, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, because I've watched shows like Catch a Contractor and the thing on Dateline, To Catch a Predator. And, there were times when, like on the Catch a Contractor show, when they would bust contractors for stiffing people, and they would say, look, we can do the work here. We can go to court. And they were like, oh, well, we'll go to court. I'm not doing anything. I'm not giving no money back or nothing, and all that. So, and then with the, with Dateline a few times, I think they've had a couple guys that were like repeat offenders or the police arrested or whatever, so, but,
yeah, we had one in Wyoming County.
oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, we did the exposure on him, and then he ended up going and doing it, and getting arrested for it. So,
Oh, I see. Brian, tell everyone how they can get a hold of you if they need you for something like this or if they suspect this.
we're on Facebook.
Okay.
It's 814 Pred Hunters, PRED Hunters, not Predator. We have a website. It's www.814predhuntersllc.org.
Okay, great. That's great, Brian. I'll tell you what, again, I admire you for the work you do. It's been a pleasure having you on tonight, and I'm sorry about the confusion tonight. So, but we got it all worked out.
Not a problem. But I
Yeah.
definitely, if you can get the word out there about the two bills, bill number 1660
Okay.
and 1744.
Okay.
Two really important bills, which will enable to the individuals that we catch to be prosecuted.
Okay, 1660 and 1774 or 1744.
1744.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll push it here. I'll push the envelope on this for you. I'll help you out.
Yeah. The 1660 is the one for to get prosecuted, and the 1744 is a phone tap law, which will enable us to record phone calls.
Well, that's great. Brian,
Yeah.
Brian, do you have any experience, real quick? Do you have any experience in like a private investigator or anything like that, or did you just?
No, we don't. No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No.
I see. I was
Yes.
just curious. I wasn't sure. I thought I
No,
was just.
a learn as we go kind of deal, and we're at, I do believe, 86 now.
Wow.
Since last September.
That is great, man. That is great. Like I said again, I admire what you do. You're welcome anytime back on the show. And my co-host Bill will be getting in touch with you. So, all right.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks, Brian. Brian
Y'all
from
take care.
the explain it again, but Brian, I'm sorry.
814 Pred Hunters.
814 Pred Hunters. Brian is from 814 Pred Hunters. Brian, it's been a great having you on here tonight. Thank you for coming on, and we'll try to have you come on again. All right.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
Brian. You have a good night. Thank you.
You too. Take care now.
That was Brian from 814 Pred Hunt. Okay. And what Brian does is he sets it up kind of like a catch a predator from Dateline. Okay. And what he does is he goes online and he pretends to be a child. He pretends to be someone that the predator would go after, such as like a male or a female, of young age, that's not of adult age. And what he'll do is he'll show up there and he'll give him an option. He'll say, look, we can have a discussion right now, or we can call the police and I'll have the police come here and arrest you. So there you go. All right. So that's how it works with that. What's your thoughts on this, Bill?
Absolutely. Going to be reaching out to him, and no doubt. And that's awesome that he has something going like that, because and everybody now knows about my grandbaby. You know how I feel about that, brother.
Right.
Plus, this is sexually molesting, so kind of on the same tier, but it's all over the place. But yes, absolutely.
Yes.
I would definitely be getting in touch with him, and it's sad. That's sad.
Well, somebody has to take a stand, Bill. And this guy's taking a stand, and I admire him for that. And everyone should admire this guy for doing what he's doing. I mean,
absolutely.
and if you don't, there's something wrong with you, because I got to tell you what, this guy really puts himself out there, and he's doing it because he wants to see this stuff stop, and he also wants to show everybody that this isn't going to happen anymore. So. All right. Mike's comment says, hello, guys. Hope you have a great, or hope you are having a great week. And Mike again, y'all. So there we
Mike.
are. All right. That's our steady watcher, Mike. You're watching the way we see it, Bill and I got a little sidetracked here because I forgot I had a guest on tonight, and so he communicated with me earlier, and we got him on, and we interviewed him and everything else. And so, if you have any comments about what our guest had to say, you're welcome to put them on here. Or also, don't forget my email address, ralphwilliams737@gmail.com. Bill, before we get started with our segments, as you know, I ran for county council at large in the write-in vote. Okay.
Yes.
I
Yes.
actually ended up doing quite well. All right. I got thousands of votes that I didn't think I would get. Okay. And I didn't even say much. I mean, I came on 2 weeks before this. I had decided that I wanted to do it like this. Well, now it's full scale. All right. And I've already appointed 2 people to become my campaign managers. And Bill knows who they are. And so I'm not going to mention their names here, but I will say I am going to run against Bethany Hallam in the next election in 4 years for Allegheny County Council at large. All right. Bethany Hallam on election day decided to reach out to me in Facebook Messenger and use explicits about that I was talking something, about her. All right. So hold on.
Oh, yeah. Well, brother, I thought that was awesome that you were out there. It wasn't even enough time, and you had many thousands of votes, which is awesome for that short period. Just
Yeah.
think what you can do with Crack the Whip, starting a fresh thing and getting all prepared for it and building
Yes.
up to that day. My goodness, that was awesome, though.
Yeah, I have.
Really
Thank
awesome.
you. I have to get 250 to, if I decide to go with the regular county council, which is in my area, I only need 250 signatures on a petition.
Okay.
If I decide to do the at large and go up against Bethany Hallam, I need 500 because I've done this before. What led me not to do it again was because I got offended when I went to a food distribution thing over in McKees Rocks, and I had several names on the petition. And I get over there, and this guy says, "You know what? I'll sign this petition, but I know you'll turn into a thief." And I didn't appreciate that because I'm not a thief,
Oh
and
my
I'm not
God.
a liar, and I don't go around telling stories and saying things that I can't do, or making campaign promises that I can't do. And so, but anyway, thanks, Mike. He
Judgmental.
said he hopes I win. So, but
Judgmental, brother.
I have 4 years. All right. So, but Bethany decided to send me a message and use some exquisite language on it. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. Okay. I have completely blocked her out of my Facebook. And so I started to get away from Bethany Hallam. I had her on The Way I See It show here. And then I had her on my TV show on PCTV. What I started to do was I started to realize that Bethany Hallam can't take an inch; she wants a mile. And we talked about the Schumann Center thing, and so I think that it's time for me to do something here. I'm tired of these progressives. I'm tired of the district justices letting people out on, like we discussed about that city cop last show.
Yep.
Got sucker punched by a guy, and the district justice let out. But here's the good news of all this. And I think we might just avoid our segments and get into this because I know we don't have a lot of time tonight. But we're going to get into this a little bit here. So anyway, what I'm saying is this, and that is that, the old saying goes, instead of taking an inch, you want a mile. And she wants a mile. The jail board, the jail board, they meet, and she has a program started down at the jail that the board voted for, that they gave her. They said, okay, we'll do this. Okay. Each inmate down at the Allegheny County Jail gets $125 a month for a stipend to buy stuff out of commissary. Okay. I don't know if it's given monthly or weekly, but it totals $125. All right. And now she wants to pay the inmates for working at the jail. Okay. She says that Allegheny County is in violation of state laws that state that if you have prisoners work, you have to pay them like they do in the state prisons. Okay, that's slave labor. All right, and that can't happen. She wants to pay them $10 a day. So she says it'll save money on hiring staff and all that, but then Judge Housey, who runs the jail oversight board, okay, he said, well, Miss Hallam, if we institute this program, I got to get somebody to run it, which means that's going to be benefits and another employee to add to the payroll and all that stuff to run this program. And she's talking about letting these inmates have not a bank account, but sort of an account to save their money. Like if they decide not to use it, but to give it to their families here, okay, to use to take care of the fact that they created 6 or 8 babies. No offense to anyone that does that. Okay. All right. But they decided to. Now I know it's not everybody, Bill. Not everybody that goes in the county jail. You know this.
No, you're right. You're right.
Okay. Right. And I agree with I like the program of giving them some money for commissary. Yeah. And I realized Miss Hallam was in there for something that she did. And I understand that. Okay. And, but how about increasing the quality of the food? Okay. How about we do that? What do you think about this, Bill? Increase the quality of the food. That way they won't have to spend all their money on commissary. You see what I'm
right. You're right, brother, but this is going to be a seesaw battle. See, the thing is that these people, the inmates, right?
Yeah.
It's like we'll go back a couple of weeks ago where that dude was over on the south side, and no matter what he did, he was released. Okay. It's like almost you committing a crime and then going to paradise in a way, even though you're going to jail, but you're going to get paid, and you got $125, whether a month or week or whatever it is. Right. And then the food, I agree with you on that because I know that it's horrible. I get that. But in a sense, there's got to be a little bit more stricter laws too. I mean, if you're already paying these inmates $125 a month or a week or whatever it is, I think it should be enough. Plus the quality of food. What do you think, brother? Because that's like I said, it's like a seesaw battle.
Right.
And I don't agree with her increasing that anymore to make it more of the other side of the rainbow. So let's commit a crime, go to jail, and get treated almost,
sort of like a king. Yeah, you know
exactly.
What I mean? Yeah. And Mike says too many bleeding hearts out there, and I agree with Mike on this. Too many bleeding hearts out there, and then it's a jail.
It's right.
It's a jail.
That's
You're
right.
there because you committed a crime. Now again, you're innocent until proven guilty, and there are people out here that really are in jail that really don't belong.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. But there are people in jail, like the murders and all that stuff. What we're supposed to give them $125 to use in commissary after they murdered somebody? Come on.
This is what I mean. I mean, there's got to be something. I mean, I get what they're trying to do, but in the offset of everything, it's like still. I mean, come on. You know what? And you know what I feel about that because of my grandbaby. You know, and that guy went to jail.
Exactly.
He got 40 years, but still. The thing is that so you're going to put him in with that, I mean, there's got to be some things that are drawn. I mean, I know you're a criminal, a wife beater, whatever the hell you do, but there's got to be a little bit stricter something going on here. If you're going to give them that,
I know there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of problems down at the jail, and you and I have had discussions. They got medical issues down there. They let that vet sit down there. That guy, he was a vet. He was in there for DUI. They let him sit there for 2 months without medical attention. 2 months. I mean, they deserve medical attention just like everybody else,
Absolutely.
And I mean, and there was another guy down there that died. He was supposed to have medication, I think, for diabetes or something with his heart or something. And he died because they didn't get it to him.
No kidding.
So, I mean, there's things like that I get frustrated about because, again, they should be treated sort of like a human being, but not like a king. You know what I mean? Or a queen or whatever. It's jail. you
That's
know,
right. I mean, there's got
but
to be
you know,
some type of stricter punishment. I mean, if you're going to do this, I mean, you
yeah,
got to think about what the outlay and is going to be the overall. You know,
right,
stop at one thing to do another. Better that, and then go from there. I mean,
right,
again, you know, just like you said, of course, they're people. They did stuff that was wrong in their life, committed
yeah,
crimes, raping kids, raping and doing all this other
yeah,
stuff.
or
But
put them in jail for not paying child support, which is what
yeah,
the sheriff does. You know what I
that's
mean? You
that's
know,
another thing that I
yeah,
felt very sour with.
yeah, oh
How are you
yeah,
going to take
yeah.
away somebody's driver's license for them not to get to work to pay child support? That's what I could never
That
understand.
makes no sense at all. Those laws are terrible.
Hey,
That's disgusting.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Take the
yeah,
bus. How are you going to
yeah.
take the bus if you don't have no money to get on the damn thing? You know,
Exactly,
if they're taking
exactly.
your driver's license away, how are you going to do that? You know,
Oh yeah,
that law there, those things, they really need to be adjusted on that part. But I mean,
okay.
otherwise, yeah,
Oh
oh,
yeah,
screw it.
yeah. Yeah, you ought to call MATA. You got to call MATA Heating and Air Conditioning. Call them today at 724-201-0500. Ask for Bill. And MATA Heating and Air Conditioning offers geothermal furnaces, radiant floors, humidifier service contracts, heat pumps, air conditioners, snow melt, air cleaners, and UV lighting.
Pretty
So
nice.
call MATA today. MATA Heating and Air Conditioning. Ask for Bill. Tell him you heard it on RW Media shows at 724-201-0500. You ought to call MATA
Yeah.
and MATA Heating and Air Conditioning. All right. Also, I want to talk to you today about sponsorship advertising. Is your business hurting? Is your business doing fair? Is your business succeeding? Regardless of the situation, you always could use more business. Okay. You always could use better business, better marketing, better reach out there so people at least know about you, even if they do. All right. How about calling 412-545-4317 today for some great sponsorship advertising right here on RW Media? We have the radio show on Tuesdays on Beaver County Radio, 3 podcast shows right here on social media, 2 national shows on Blog Talk Radio. Plus, you get button advertising as well. All right. And on the website, www.rwmedia.org. Sponsorship advertising, and you don't have to take out a loan. Okay. All these other media companies, they want an arm and a leg. They want you to take out a loan to pay them to advertise when you can do it right here. All right. And it's not that expensive. 412-545-4317. It's not a joke. You're going to be broke, but please don't be broke on advertising. Call today, 412-545-4317. Sponsorship advertising for RW Media shows. All right. Let's see here. What else we have here? Yeah, we have some bills we got to pay here, Bill. So we're going to do that right now here. Here we are. P6 Auto Detailing, New Kensington. Give them a call today, 412-965-6578. P6 Auto Detailing. Let the experienced professionals detail your car. All right. I'm not talking about the guy that has this little tiny little garage that's never open. Okay. Or I'm talking about the place somewhere in the city that I'm not going to mention that don't return your phone calls. Okay. Because they don't think you're worthy enough for them to detail your car. Well, guess what? P6 Auto Detailing is, and they're professionals and they know how to detail cars. 412-965-6578. P6 Auto Detailing. Go with the best, the professionals. You've called the rest. Now call the best.
There you go.
All right, Bill. Like I said, we canceled our segments today, so because we got to shorten the show up a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into some of our key topics for today. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, I want to send out a hooray to Teresa Kell Smith and City Council President and City Councilman Anthony Coghill for cleaning up that dump of a homeless camp down there on First Avenue there, or not on First Avenue, but by Fort Pitt, or that, where, on the other side of the Parkway ramp that I told you, because there's 2 sides to that ramp and there's tents on both sides. They cleaned up the side that was closest to the businesses. Okay. All right. Plus, don't forget now, a half a block down the street in the old Art Institute building is where the city puts all their other services in there now. They're taking stuff out of the city county building, and they moved in there because they couldn't get anybody to lease the building, and the city didn't want to lose tax money. So what they did was they decided to take it over. So Housing Authority, City of Pittsburgh, anything that was in the 200 Ross building is now over at that building. And real soon, all the other city services like the clerk and all that stuff are moving out because the city and the county can't come to an agreement to fix the city county building. So the city's moving into their own building. The council chambers will be there eventually. But right now, the first floor is being occupied. So that's probably another reason why they got rid of those tents there. Businesses were complaining. What's your thoughts on this homeless site finally getting cleaned up?
I definitely, I mean, hurrah, a big applause for both of them. I mean, come on.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
everything that's been going on here, and somebody's
Yeah.
jumping in and getting help, and they ain't pissing around. They're getting it. They're telling you they're doing it, and they're getting it done.
Right. Yeah, it's about time. I mean, it's
Yes.
about time that we could start getting some things done around here with the homeless. Now, they said there's a report out that they have 460 beds available coming up, I think, real soon here for the winter. The church down on Smithfield will no longer be housing people. And the one down there by the Wiener World. Here's what I found out. Interesting, Bill. Here's what I found out. I found out that pastor there, or that reverend, whatever he is at that church, okay, brought these homeless people in and refused to call the police on the ones that were doing drugs.
Oh,
Okay. And supposedly that didn't go too well with the county, who was funding it through some donors or some funding that they received. And it didn't go real good with the county. So supposedly now they dropped the funding and they're no longer putting homeless people in there. Now, this church can run it on their own if they want. I don't know if they're ever going to reopen again. And, all the crowd of homeless people were crowding around that area there, causing problems. And some businesses almost packed up and left. We know about that.
yep.
That's an old story. And, so that happened today. Or it was said that they're not going to open that back up, but they are going to they have found 460 beds, alternate beds, and they're supposed to start with the Second Avenue Commons. They just put an addition to it, or bought some more space, and they can put in an additional 200 people in there now. So
I just don't understand why they would not have called if they knew this was going on. So they kind of just shut their doors on themselves. Why couldn't they, for these people that were doing drugs down there and they refused to reach out to law enforcement?
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, think about that for a second. You're putting them back out on the street and they're dealing drugs and they're coming. To me, I'm more confused than Mike Tyson and the spelling bee on that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, that Ukrainian church I told you about that's over there behind Couple Stadium that has the good pierogies on Thursdays.
Yes.
They had to lock the church up for a while because the homeless people from that stupid camp that was there on the south side, they were coming in there and destroying stuff and stealing and doing also, harassing the staff in there. So they had to shut it down. They had to lock it up and everything.
Oh, no, I get that. But it sounded like that other church had something going okay. I mean, they didn't have, and I get when you're doing that, that's a hit or miss too with that. I get all that. But, if they're coming in and they're spiking up there, man, I mean, and the next morning, whenever they release them back out, because I'm not too sure on how it works. I know you got to be out a certain time in the morning and you got to be in at a certain time in the evening.
Yeah.
So
they have you in, I think they start you in at 7, I think at night, and then you're out by 7 in the morning.
Okay. So then those people who were doing that stuff amongst everybody else, then they're sending them back out. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway,
here's what bothers me, Bill. Pittsburgh Public Schools have a whole bunch of buildings. What, they can't donate one to the city or the county and write it off on their taxes or something and retrofit it to be, you know what I mean? Or, they talk about lack of affordable housing. We've had discussions about that already. But here's another idea. Why can't you take the buildings from the Pittsburgh Public School, the old vacant school buildings, you make them into expensive apartments. Why don't you say, okay, you can buy this, but you can't. You can buy it, but you have to convert it into affordable housing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
all right, and real estate people are crying right now because they have to follow the little what they call the 10% rule, where they have to have 10% of their apartments be affordable housing. They're already crying. Oh,
Well,
I'm not building stuff here if I have to do that. You
well,
know.
case in point, brother. Wasn't that from across the middle of the street of Arsenal when they had their Votech? Was that Washington?
Yeah, Washington Polytech. They made that
Okay.
into a boutique
There it
hotel.
is.
A
There it
boutique.
is. There it is. They had the building. All you did was gut it, remodel it. I mean, you don't have to do all that, but just make sure it's, hospitable for people to come in, make sure it's safe, to go
Right.
through. And they took Washington Votech out. Their building was vacant for a long time until
Yes.
they came in and somebody bought the building, and then they got
Yeah.
apartments in there and everything. I
Yeah.
believe a restaurant too, right?
Yeah, there's a restaurant up on the top up there on the
Yeah.
patio. They got a pool up on the roof, and
There you go.
it's a boutique hotel.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
you
and
know,
I did check with some of their prices. Whoa, boy, you got to take 3 loans
well,
out. Plus
Lawrenceville's
your
been like
unborn
that since
grandbaby.
Children's Hospital's been built, Bill.
Yeah.
Lawrenceville's
Oh yeah.
became, you got to have the, you got to have a $200,000 a year job or something to
Yeah.
afford an apartment down there now. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. I
uh,
seen all those condos that they were building and stuff like that, and studio
yes,
apartments down there, especially right on Butler Street. And the further you get away from the city, they of course they end right where that Shop and Save is. That's where they stop building them. But then you come
right,
down from that Shop and Save all the way down in through and into town. You
yeah,
know, I mean, they're charging you as much as they are downtown Pittsburgh than they are over at on those other studio
in
apartments in them.
Lawrenceville, yeah,
Yeah, between
yeah.
12 to $1,400 a month, if not more.
Oh
If
yeah.
not more.
Mike said the jail, they get free food, free bed, free showers, free clothes. I mean, how much do they need? And then Mike did say that they do deserve to be treated fairly, and I never said they
Sure.
did.
No, you're
But I
right.
mean,
They do.
but they do deserve to be treated fairly, but not like a king.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? We used to make jokes. Remember when the old jail was up? We used to say, the Ross Street Hilton or something. People used to make jokes. So yeah, that was Second Avenue Hilton.
Oh
Not from
yeah.
what All
I
right,
get it.
let's get back to the election.
Okay.
The progressives, they didn't do too good. They only 1 out of 4 they won. Okay, and that was the county executives race. As we know, and I really don't want to talk about it because I voted for Joe Rocky. All right, and I wasn't a big Sarah Alvarado fan. I didn't like the way she conducted herself when I asked her to come on this program, and her campaign manager or whatever, whoever the person is, said no, she can't come on your show. He didn't like my show. He said it was too vulgar or whatever. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, which goes on in this town anyway, Bill. You know how that is. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No one wants to hear it like it is. Everybody wants to kiss everybody's butt, and that's where we are. All right. Sarah is now the county, or will be the county executive elect. Okay. She gets sworn in January. She has Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis as one of her advisors to get her started as a, I heard she's going to surround herself with some key people that are supposed to help her out. Rich Fitzgerald's been running her around the county to show her stuff and, maybe give a few tidbits. Who knows? I don't know. I was told that her and him did meet this week. He rode her out to the new airport and all that stuff. The parks and all that, and show her around the county, parts that she probably has never been to. Okay, a lot of people that I talked to said they voted her in because she was a state representative and she has good ties with the governor. Okay, also Summer Lee is one of her friends who happens to be a congresswoman and another progressive Democrat like John Fetterman. With all them ties and all them friendships, they think it's beneficial for Allegheny County, so that's why they voted her in. All right. What do you think, Bill?
You know how I feel about politics, brother, but that's an on and off the base thing. Like you said, progressives didn't do that well. They got what?
They did.
One?
1 for 4. They only got one. They lost the
There you
district attorney's race, And I
Yep.
told you two district justices didn't get elected or got voted out. And I
So
hope that's the case, because I'm going to tell you what, I'm not real happy right now with some of these progressive district justices. None at all. And I
agreed.
see one of them in action. If Xander Ornstein was the magistrate down at City Court when I had that woman last year who stole my packages in here, and
I
we went to
remember.
find her, and it happened to be Xander Ornstein.
I
Okay,
remember. I remember
and
that.
she popped some kind of plea or did something, and he made her pay me restitution, but she didn't get charged with theft.
Yeah.
Okay, and he dropped all that and made her pay me back, which I didn't mind the payback. But in order for her to get evicted from the building, she had to be convicted. You understand what I'm saying?
See,
And
that's the other thing. People ripping your mail off, and she's still there.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? And again, you have broken, and let alone the federal government. I mean, that's the United States
yeah,
Post Office. But what I'm
right,
saying is that she did something, and I'm sure it's written in the policies that you guys have signed. And
yes,
that's just a common sense thing. Like, okay, well, I'm going to steal this package. I'm just going to get slapped on the back of my hand again, and then I just got to pay them back, and I won't do no jail time, or I won't be this, or I won't be that. But in the fact that she's still there, that's the thing. When you told me that, and I'll never forget that, because I was shocked. I was shocked.
oh, I
And
was too. And the magistrate actually, or Ornstein, he accepted the plea or whatever it was. And then first it was in front of Nick Pappas. You remember him? He was the one that
I
Philip
do.
Roberts was running for his old seat.
I do.
And he got in trouble for that guy, the one that murdered that Uber driver out in Monroeville. He didn't sign warrant papers. They could have had him arrested, and she wouldn't have got murdered if he was
Yep.
arrested. They
That's right.
were prepared the day before that happened to go get him, but he wouldn't sign the warrant. He said he was too busy worrying about a domestic dispute case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you got the mystic. Now you got that poor cab driver that's dead.
Yeah, that Uber driver. Yeah,
Yeah, Uber
that's
driver.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And guess
So
where that happened at? Remember that gig we did down in Monroeville for that anniversary party, that two-nighter?
yes.
That happened right down there on that one road. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, again, just turn the other cheek. Bye. We'll see you. Okay, get out of here.
Yeah. Oh, I know. We live in a nothing, no good, lazy society. And
Very
that's the
much
way
so.
it is.
All the way down to the
You know?
justice. And
Yeah.
then some. And then some.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's absolutely insane.
Oh, it
I
is.
never forget that. I remember when you had told me that, then I watched the clip. I was like, oh my God, you can't believe that. You just can't believe that, It's still,
Yeah.
it started, just think about it. It started way back then to where now, where we're still talking about it, and people are getting out of the way, getting just in front of a judge and then by,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a joke in some cases. And I'm glad that the district attorney is Steven Zappala. I sleep better.
yes,
'Cause Matt
absolutely.
Dugan, I wasn't sold on him, and I didn't like the idea that his whole staff, and it wasn't just him, his whole staff, it was reported had the F the police in their office.
Well, you know what? He's an NWA reject. That's what he is.
Yeah.
NWA reject.
Yeah.
Throw an
Well,
afro on him.
You know what? He don't have a job.
Yeah.
He's out of a job. He resigned from the public defender's office. He was the chief public defender. He resigned to run for this job. And then I made a joke about how, he'll just go out and be an ambulance chaser, an injury lawyer, or whatever you want to call him. You know what I mean?
Now look what's probably going to happen.
Yeah, well, I heard that ain't the case. I heard he's trying to run for county solicitor or something. He wants to. I don't know if that's an appointed job or whatever, but I heard he was trying to get some kind of county job or something. I don't know, but I do know at least he won't be around anymore. As a public defender, and
Right.
He's done, and his whole staff is probably going to get fired. So
Yeah.
I mean, or whatever.
Absolutely.
And I just, like I said, I sleep better at night knowing that Steven Zappala is our district attorney. And I know some people, don't like Steven Zappala for some things that maybe he's done or hasn't done. And, you got these progressives, they don't like him because, he goes where the evidence leads. If the evidence says that the cop's not guilty, okay, the cop's not guilty. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Mhm.
Okay. And, now you got the family of Jim Rogers suing the city for $8 million, and the city paid them. And then now they're saying it's not enough. They want more. They want more. Okay. I gave everybody here my comments shows ago about Jim Rogers.
Yep.
Okay. The way I look at this is, and this is the way we see it here, and I'm sure you agree with me. If he wouldn't have stole that woman's bike from the beginning, and where was his family when he was homeless and doing all these crimes? All of a sudden now they show up to sue. Okay. All right. And it was a little excessive, all that tasing that they did of that man.
Right.
I do agree. But he didn't listen. The bottom line was he didn't listen. He was told to put his hands up, keep his mouth shut, and get on your knees.
Yep.
Okay. What did he do? He started squirming around. He was talking, using obscenities, stuff like that at the cops. And, when a cop tells me to put my hands up, I put my hands up. I mean, that's as simple as that.
I mean,
but we come from different background. We come from a different generation.
No, you're right. I mean, too, you gotta remember, if an officer is giving you a command and you don't comply with that, and you start, like you said, moving around, squirming, who knows what he might have had in his pockets, or who knows if he were going to go grab something. Who knows where he could have put his hands. That's the reason why, Now tasing him like that, unheard of. It was unnecessary. I mean, I don't know why they thought that they had to keep giving him the electric shock treatment from that. But was he that big of a threat?
I don't know. I wasn't there. Yeah. I only go by reports. But what I'm saying is from what I'm to the understanding from some of my city police friends that he was told to put his hands up, keep his mouth shut, and get on your knees.
There it is.
Okay. Not sit there with your legs folded and put your hands up in the air and cuss and swear at the cops.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's disobeying a command right there.
Right.
All right.
Right.
And from what some of the pundits out there and some other people are saying is that he said that he needed medical attention and wasn't given it. Now maybe that they were a little slow, which could, you know what I mean? Which again, I would be angry if I was the family about that. But again, we're back to the guy in Garfield. Where was his family at to stop this from happening from the beginning? Okay. Where was Jim Rogers' family? Where was his family? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now he dies in police custody, and all of a sudden the family appears. Okay. All right. And now they sued the city for $8 million. They got a settlement, and now they want more. They said that wasn't enough.
All right. I'll just leave that one alone. That just really infuriates me, brother. Yeah. Really does. I mean, the guy's dead. We understand.
I feel better now. No, and I think you do too, that Steven Zappala's the
absolutely.
Absolutely. I think Allegheny County is going to be a lot safer. I don't know what Matt Dugan was going to do. He said he had some common sense approaches at criminal justice. He's a progressive Democrat, Bill, with F the police in his office.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, what you told me. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
NWA reject.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why
I saw Ice Cube. I seen him on TV today. He's hosting some kind of show or something.
Oh,
I saw him. Yeah. He don't look too bad for his age.
No, I mean, he do the movies and so forth, but that's the reason why Ice Cube kicked him out. He was trying to take EG's jobs.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, my name is Matt Dugan.
You know what's funny though? I never really ever I never really knew much about what really happened with all that until I watched Straight Outta Compton.
Yep.
And when I watched that, I actually got educated as to what all happened. There's Suge Knight, the whole 9 yards, the Tupac thing.
That dude was nothing but an idiot. I mean, all that money, all that power he wanted, and then all of a sudden, Easy goes into the hospital, and somebody, he had AIDS. Boy, that was quick takeover, man. That was
Yeah.
a quick takeover. And I believe Jerry Haller, had something to do with that. And if not, somewhere along the line, way, way in the background, this is just me, but Suge
Right.
Knight and maybe Jerry Haller had something to do with it,
Well, Jerry Halleck was played by Paul Giamatti, and he played
Yeah.
a good role as.
Yes, he did.
And I thought that was one of. I mean, Cinderella Man. He played the manager, the boxer in there, and I
Yeah.
thought that he was good in there. And I thought he was good in Private Parts with Howard Stern when he was the station manager. I mean,
Yes.
and then I thought he played a really good role in Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah, it
And
was good. It was
when I
a good
watched
movie.
that, I got educated quickly. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that Easy E was that stupid that he would just fill out any kind, so high and on drugs that he would just fill out anything that Jerry handed him. And
Yeah.
then when Ice
Just give us
Cube went to get his money, it was like it's not here.
He's like,
And-
well, that's my money, Jerry. I'm the one who wrote that. Yeah, exactly. You come to
Yeah.
get your pay, man. I
Right.
mean, me making them richer, and they ain't seeing nothing. The rest of the group wasn't seeing nothing.
That's it.
So I enjoyed NWA. I liked NWA back in the day when they came out. But that was so funny when Eazy went to Paul Giamatti. Is that how you pronounce it? And he goes, I'm with NWA. He says, do you know what that stands for? He says, yeah, no whites allowed. I'm with, so it was pretty good. Yeah, but he played a good role in there. You do play Suge Knight, real good
Yeah.
role.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden they think Mr. Puffy Combs had something to do with it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you didn't hear that. Oh,
no,
yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
No.
they're looking into Sean Puffy Combs. From what I understand, he might be in jail. I'm not too sure. I haven't checked up on it. But there was this investigation going way back, according to Keefe D, who's in prison right now. Hey, Puffy Combs put out $1 million for them to take out Tupac.
Oh my!
That's what was said. I don't know. So I don't
Sleep
know.
Pittsburgh and Homestead 412-462-7858. Call Sleep Pittsburgh today. I needed a mattress. I called them immediately. They not only sent me up with a memory foam mattress, they delivered it. They were very nice. On the phone. No credit check financing. They have lift chairs. They have futons. They have day beds. They have bunk beds. They have a big selection of mattresses. 8th Avenue Homestead. On your way out to where to go check out the Christmas lights or whatever. Stop by there. Leave early. Stop by the showroom there. Tell them I sent you. Or you can get on sleeppittsburgh.com and check out their selection. And they are the professionals, and they have very good prices for everything. Sleep Pittsburgh for the best sleep tonight. All right. So anyway, Bill, let me see here. I got a few more key topics here before we go.
Sure.
Let me see. All right. Oh, okay. Here we go. Mayor Gainey did his the city address today. You know how Biden does his the address there from the Oval Office, and yeah, well, he did the city address today, and he went on and on about how this is great and that's going on, and downtown is cleaner than ever, and we're going to be the safest city in America, and all this other stuff, and we're this and we're that, and I well. I will give him credit for one thing. He did fix up city services like salt trucks and potholes and all that stuff. That stuff was a disgrace under Billy P. And that needed to be fixed. And he did fix it. He attacked it right away, and he did it. It took about a year, but they finally got a police chief.
Yeah.
I like Larry Sherrod. I think he's a good chief. Problem we're having here is you got a lieutenant running the downtown squad now, because they got a squad downtown now, and they're moving the police station, the substation, from Liberty Avenue up to Wood Street now, and from what I understand, it's going to be fully staffed, and it's going to be a police station, okay, for downtown, and that was supposed to go on a long time ago. Peduto wanted 50 cops downtown, 50 cops on the south side. And how did he put it? 50 cops down. Yeah, 50 cops downtown, 50 cops on the south side, 24/7. And then he was going to put the zones, get them back into the zones. So 2 and 1 who used to share downtown didn't have to do downtown. Okay. So that was the plan. Well, it didn't work that way. And then it never happened. It never came through. You know how city council is. slow with paperwork and all that other stuff. But
Oh yes. Oh
you
yes.
know, but you know, it was the State of the City address. I don't trust anything he says. Some of the stuff he said today was lies, and if anyone believes them, forget it. They're foolish. I got a bunch of emails. Why am I picking on City Council? Why am I picking on Bethany Hallam? Why am I picking on Mayor Gainey? I'm not picking on them. I'm just telling you the facts.
Just
And the
open up
facts
people's
are
eyes. That's
what they
all.
are.
That's
You
it.
know, and if you don't like what I have to say, then don't watch the program.
It's a
That's
simple,
all I
brother.
got to say.
It's
If
a
they don't
simple,
like
and I've
what we
told
have to say, don't watch the program. Yeah, Bill.
absolutely. And you know what I said, and I'll mention a cousin that you know
Yeah.
who I'm talking about. Hey,
Right.
look, if they're doing the job, absolutely. But if they're not to do the job and the job title and they're not doing it, dude, let's open up people's eyes, man. Come on. I mean, just that simple. Just that simple. There ain't nobody picking. I get it. It's a topic that needs to be addressed and to open up people's eyes to it, bro.
Exactly.
So.
All right, Bill, we're going to get rolling here. Any final thoughts on tonight's show?
No, I mean, I liked it. I enjoyed Brian. I'll be reaching out to you definitely, brother. I appreciate that. And that was all good. You guys, viewers and listeners, have a fantastic week coming up. Happy Thanksgiving. That's going to be there. I know it's too early, but hey, we're seeing my daughter's well, Mimini Mooch Mooch, and my daughter down in Coriopolis, the Mixter. I love you guys all. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you. And as always, and I forgot about Brian being on tonight, and there was some miscommunication here, so we ended up. We got. Excuse me. Wow, we got it off, and it was good to have him on that he could explain what he does, and I admire what he does, and I like what he does.
And I'm definitely going to reach out to him.
It's a good thing. It really
Absolutely.
is. It's a positive thing. It's something that gets rid of a negative.
Absolutely.
And we got too much negative going on right now, and we have law enforcement under the gun, and we have a lot of nonsense going on, and stuff like that. So and so I can't wait to hear some more curse words coming from Bethany Hallam. So
Well, brother, you'll have some, you'll win some and a lot, and you're going to lose some. Like, please, some of the people all the time, but most
I could care less, because I'm going to tell you something. If you want to progress, I think the voters send a message to these progressives.
That's right. That's right.
They only won one election out of the 4.
That's what. Yeah.
So right there, it's starting to dwindle down. Oh, by the way, remember we talked on the phone about that Republican that I liked that was on the Republican, Tim Scott?
Yes.
Stepped away from the election. He stepped down. He stepped away. He got out of it.
Oh man!
And I tell you what, he was the one that made the most sense. Tim Scott, he's a Republican, wanted to run for president from South Carolina.
I didn't know he stepped away.
Yeah, he stepped down yesterday.
I got you, brother. Well, absolutely. Well, brother, you have yourself a good week, man.
All right, enjoy your new place, man.
Thank you so much, man. We'll see you.
All right, have a great one, Bill. Thank you. That's Bill Cannata, my co-host here on The Way We See It. Bill and I are here every Monday at 7 p.m. And we're live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter platforms. All right. I want to talk to you today about Hillcrest Farms, Richmond, Ohio. Hillcrest Farm has the best hay grain beef anywhere in Western Pennsylvania and in Ohio. All right. Give them a call today. Their number is 740-346-5442 or 740-632-2894. And you can email Hillcrest Farm at hillcrestfarmsohio@gmail.com. And you can also check out their website at www.hillcrestfarmsohio.com and Hillcrest Farm on their Facebook page. Package deals include a variety box at $195. Thanksgiving's coming up. I know turkey can be boring, and you get tired of turkey. Maybe you want something else. Well, they have a variety box at $195. You get 4 pounds of burgers, 10 pounds of ground beef, 2 packs of filet mignon, 2 roasts, and 10 steaks. All right. Roast box, $200. 7 roasts. You can have 7 delicious Sunday meals with some fresh hay grain roasts. 7 roasts and 30 pounds of ground beef for $200. The best one of them all is their ground beef box, $95. You get 20 pounds of ground beef. Hillcrest Farms, Richmond, Ohio. Check them out today. Head on out there, 45 minutes from downtown Pittsburgh. And they also ship. So get on their website at www.hillcrestfarmsohio.com. All right. And don't forget this Saturday coming up on the 18th of this month, which happens to be this Saturday. 31 Bar down in Bridgeville, 8 p.m. start time. Bon Journey, the best Bon Jovi and Journey cover band in Western Pennsylvania. Get out, check them out. Bon Journey. They're at the 31 Bar right in downtown Bridgeville, PA. Head on down there to see them. That bar, believe it or not, happens to be owned by former Penguin goalie Kenny Reckett. So why don't you go on down, say hello to Ken, check out Bon Journey. Saturday, 8 p.m., down at the 31 Bar and Grill down in Bridgeville. Bon Journey, the best cover band for Bon Jovi Journey. Also, I want to talk to you as well today about draft412.com. Draft412.com is a website that has all the skinny on all the different athletes involved in drafts. Football, baseball, hockey, basketball, professional and college basketball as well. Okay. Draft412.com. They also have podcasts. This Wednesday, the 16th, I will be at the number 13 bar down on Prospect Road in Whitehall. The Draft 412 people will be there as well. JT Toth, who has been been on the radio show with myself and Smoking Jim Frazier, and he was on yesterday with me on the post game show, which we do at 20 minutes after the daytime Steeler games. All right. Well, anyway, JT is going to be hosting a podcast, and his guest is going to be Chris Mack from 93.7 The Fan, and I'll be there myself. I was invited to be there for this draft part or this party podcast thing with JT Toth, and Draft 412 is hosting it. It's at District 13 Bar down in Whitehall, right on Prospect Road. Okay, so come on down. Starts at 7 p.m. I'll be there. Just look for the man with the ponytail and a wheelchair. That's all. So, but I'll be there as well, representing Sports Corner Radio, which is tomorrow, Tuesday, 5 to 6 p.m. till the end of 2023, 2024, starting January 2nd, which happens to be the year in sports review. We are going to be going 2 hours, Smoking Jim and I, Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM, 1230 AM, live on Beaver County Radio's Facebook page, YouTube channel, and on their website, and also live on www.rwmedia.org. So just go on my website and punch up. You'll see Beaver County Radio. It's underneath it. You will see a live button. You push that, and it'll go right to the station. You'll be able to hear it right off the website. So, www.rwmedia.org as well. That's the website for RW Media. You can leave your comments there as well. Also, my email, ralphwilliams737@gmail.com. If you have any comments you want to leave on the email, I got several of them because of me running for county council at large in 4 years, and people didn't like what I had to say here on this program. And that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to hate me. I've had people hate me before. All right. But let me tell you this much. I'm not going to change what I do because you don't like it. Okay. It's my style. We have numerous people in this town that are in the media that have their own style. They have a way that they do things. They have a way that they say things. The current media right now in this town, other than myself, of course, okay, and Smoking Jim Frazier, all right, they choose to do the kind of kissing kind of way. I'm not doing that, okay? And I'm not changing my style because you don't like it. What don't you like about me? What don't you like about the fact that I'm telling the truth here about these progressive Democrats? Okay? Bill and I tell you the truth about a lot of things, and no one thinks that we're right about anything. Okay? And that's where we are. All right? Anyway, draft412.com also has a e-magazine. You pay $9 a month. So check out their website, draft412.com. All right. And that's draft412, another great sponsor of all RW Media shows here on RW Media, and www.rwmedia.org. So, and don't forget, also on Tuesday, Sports Corner Radio Show. Tomorrow, Smoking Jim and I will have AJ Curtis on from Amped Up Sports, one of our national sponsors. He's going to talk about the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals, because that's the next two games that the Steelers play away. So he's going to come on and talk to us about that. Ed Nicola at 5:30. He's coming on to talk about high school football. The playoffs are here. Western Pennsylvania is the hub for high school football, and he's going to tell us who he thinks might win the state, who he thinks might even make it, or who he thinks might not even make it out of the first round. Okay, all right. But Ed's going to give us all the breakdown of the playoffs and what's going on, and who he thinks might make state, and what's what, and who's who. And that's tomorrow. Beaver County Radio 99.3 FM. 12:30 a.m. And if you can't get the signal, well, watch it live on Facebook. And that's Beaver County Radio's Facebook page and their YouTube channel as well. Live, we'll be on there. And we're also live on the website, beavercountyradio.com, and also on Beaver County Radio's phone app, which you can download from Google Play. You can install it in your phone, and you'll have all of the programming on Beaver County Radio. Don't forget Monday mornings, 7:30 on the Live Mike Show on Beaver County Radio. Ralph Williams, myself, I am on with Mike Romai, talking sports for 15 minutes and reviewing the weekend sports here in Pittsburgh. So I will be on with Mike every Monday morning, 7:30. I was on this morning. Excuse me. Wow. Jeez. So anyway, I'll be on again next Monday, 7:30, and every Monday, 7:30 a.m. on Beaver County Radio, the Live Mike Show, every morning. Tune in from 6:30 a.m. until 9 a.m., the Live Mike Show with Mike Romai. All right, I'm Ralph Williams. Bill Cannata, my co-host, had to go. He had some kind of other obligations, so he had to get off the air. I stayed on with you for a little while, give you some announcements and some sponsors, and some announcements as to what's going on. Also, Wrestle Talk Thursday night will be 8:30 p.m. instead of 7:30. Blog Talk Radio, 347-205-9631. Myself, Ralph Williams, Mark Mancini, Bubba Brewer, and Smoking Jim Frazier, 347-205-9631. So you can listen in to the show. Have a great night. Thank you for watching, and be safe.